Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, and this is your New Eden News for October 12th, YC 124. Caldari State completes gate construction in Othanoon as rival empires race to claim technology. Caldari State Stargate construction in Othanoon completed with activation imminent. Othanoon, placid. Militia forces on the Caldari State Protectorate has succeeded in providing sufficient materials to Caldari Navy construction units assembling a new Stargate in the key system of Othanoon, in the heavily contested Placid region. The construction of the new Stargate in Othanoon is believed to complete a new Caldari State gate pair connecting Samanuni to the Warzone system that is the site of the struggle between the Federation and State to control Triglavian technology. Reports from the Caldari State indicates that the activation of the new Stargate links is imminent and likely to be as soon as tomorrow, as Caldari forces increase their footprint in Samanuni, building infrastructure and military installations evidently intended to support a large naval force. The Gallente Federation has also accelerated its industrial development of the Amignon system, location of the Stargate that is understood to be paired with the Gallente Gate under construction in Othanoon. Chief Executive Panel Chairman Akimaka Saraki has hailed the completion of the Othanoon Stargate in under 2 weeks, under Warzone conditions, as a, quote, tremendous achievement underlying the capacity of our Navy and our loyal Capsuleer militia for combining military skill with industrial experience, end quote. Chairman Akimaka Saraki also promoted the Caldari Navy officer leading the special projects in Placid, elevating Brigadier Heike Torigo to the rank of Executive General. General Torigo was also fulsome in her praise for the Capsuleer loyalists of the State Protectorate, noted that numerous pilots, quote, were critical to the efforts to seize and hold Othanoon, even before we embarked on the gate-building project, and these same pilots were notable in the continued effort to advance the state interest by bringing to bear military and industrial might, end quote. General Torigo also emphasized that the state's focus was now on acquiring the technology exposed by the conflict between the Triglavians, Edencom, and Caldari forces in Othanoon and the wider Surthuld constellation, but also noted that, quote, the state can still use the material resource available in the area and will continue to reward loyal industrialists for their efforts, end quote. Capture of Vard transmuter by Minmatar forces raises concern among Concord empires and Edencom. Vard Hematar. The recent recovery of the Vard system by the Minmatar Tribal Liberation Force has provoked alarm and concern in numerous quarters of New Eden given the accompanied seizure by Republic fleet units of the Imperial prototype stellar transmuter located in the system. Coming as a key morale-boosting moment in a rolling 3-week offensive undertaken by the Minmatar militia forces, the capture of Vard goes beyond symbolism into a very real and damning blow against the prestige of Amar forces in the Hematar section of the Warzone. Samatar Malatu Shakur has commented on the Tribal Liberation Force for its, quote, outstanding commitment to pushing back the invaders and recovering our people and lands in the Warzone, end quote. Hetman General Kenneth Filmer, while noting the success in Hematar, also pointed to the, quote, remarkable progress on Metropolis front, with our militia fighters steadily closing a pincer around the necks of the Amar occupiers in Al-Dodan, Angils, and Tiat constellations, end quote. While the successes of the militia offenses and fleet capture of the transmuter has been greeted with jubilation by the Republic, voices in other empires have been raised in alarm at the possibility that fighting over the prototype stellar transmuters may provoke a catastrophe. Gallente Federation politicians have been divided over the development. Representatives of the Federation's Minmatar diaspora and war-torn outer regions welcome Minmatar's victories, but are countered by the more conservative senators from the core regions and the dovish elements of the Gallente political scene. Fears of stellar disaster has been raised with allusions to the Salian incident, and the more recent Triglavian invasions prominent. Support for Edencom's proposal for negotiation and neutral observer teams is strong among populations in the Essence region heartlands of the Federation. In the Amar Empire, while expressing dismay at the loss of the facility, a number of House Kador and House Korazor holders have questioned the safety of such, quote, advanced technology in Minmatar hands, end quote. The Amar Ministry of War has noted that the, quote, Minmatar are notorious for turning peaceful technologies of economic development into weapons of mass destruction, end quote. The Amar's overall military governor of the Warzone, Captain Marshal Zerdan Sakosh, stated that, quote, Edencom's proposal for a neutral observation team to facilitate the continued peaceful developments of this technology have some merit, given the outrageous actions of the Minmatar terror state, end quote. Caldari state leadership has maintained a relatively inscrutable silence over the events unfolding in the Amarr-Minmatar war zone, with signs of major ideological struggle developing within the chief executive panel. Even so, the official position of the state remains that, quote, exploration of stellar transmuter technologies should proceed with care, and experimentation in contested regions exposes such efforts to concerning levels of risk, end quote. In other news, disturbances on Vard 7 continue as evacuation flights begin amidst riots as military occupation by fleet and RSS takes over planet. Governors and planetary assemblies raise concern with President and Senate over Federation Navy infrastructure appropriations in war zone regions. Market turmoil in cargo and passenger transport sectors following Empire deadlock over Interbus and death of Hakuka Paruka. Federation Senate Defense Committee hearing presses Vice Admiral Farina Ravelli over naval strategy in Placid Warzone. Minmatar Ambassador Kaitan Yun dismisses Amarr concerns as, quote, gross hypocrisy, and describes Edencom's proposal as, quote, repugnantly disingenuous. Interbus CEO Alexander Ducasi indicates market fears to be allayed by, quote, forthcoming announcement on future and stability of Interbus, end quote. Mining, heavy industry, and construction markets experience spikes as core empires continue armaments and refitting programs at speed. Edencom monitors in Pochfin warn of, quote, increase in military industrial activity by all clades of the Triglavian collective, end quote, following Capsuleer attacks. Amarr occupation of Turner 1 bolstered by arrival of Order St. Tetramon units as nomadic mining communities evade Imperial forces. Pro-Triglavian Kybernauts and Edencom veteran Capsuleers organize rival events to mark Totality Day and Edencom recognition. And that is all the news for October 12th, YC124. I have been Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and until next time, I'll see you in space.